Good morning. Yeah, been soft today. Didn't want to go out on my bike until it stopped raining. I had to wait until almost 12 o'clock for that to happen. But it's dry now, so I'm going riding. Hello. Okay, so yesterday, last night I drove home from Stockton-on-Tees, which is on the east coast of the country. It's about 2.5 hours away. As I mentioned, you know, in my previous video, we were over there doing some racing, and yesterday was a round of the Elite Road Series. I mean, there's not a whole lot to report from that race, hence there being no video, but like a whole sort of a quick recap of it is, it was a bit of a weird race. Initially, the race distance was going to be 180 kilometers, and then about 20 kilometers in we were coming down a fast descent, and just through a touch of wheels in the middle of the bunch there ended up being quite a big crash. I think there's about 40 riders that come down, me being one of them. When you're doing 40 miles an hour, it's very hard to avoid a crash that happens like 3 bike wheels in front. I managed to switch off to the right hand side, head straight for the and head straight into the hedge. I looked at my training peaks, and at the time of the impact we're doing 59k, so we were shifting a little bit, but I thought that heading into the hedge and sort of landing in the hedge would have been a little bit more comfortable than landing on the tarmac on a pile of bikes and riders. Thankfully, I came off pretty lucky. All I've got is a few scrapes on my legs from the hedges. There's a couple of guys that were pretty badly injured, so I hope that everyone, you know, who come down in that crash is okay, and like I believe they are. But whilst they had to get the injured riders sorted and get the ambulance to come out and stuff, they stopped the race for an hour and a half, or maybe even 2 hours, and it was just weird, like a weird situation that I haven't really been in before. So effectively, it's like doing 2 different races. And in the UK, like with the racing, they have the roads like closed until a certain time, and like once that time's already been arranged, it can't be changed. So basically, because the race was stopped for an hour and a half, that was obviously quite a large proportion of racing, so they ended up having to shorten the race down to just over 100k. And for those of you that don't know Stockton GP, it's on a relatively flat circuit, and well, you do 10 laps of a big circuit with a couple of little climbs, but nothing too major, and then you come onto like a finishing circuit, which is more like a crit styled circuit, which you do 6 laps of and then come into the finish. Or you go through the finish 6 times, of course. So after the crash, we did a couple more laps in the big circuit, then came straight into the finishing circuit. Basically, long story short, it ended up being basically a 100 kilometer long crit or kermesse. Towards the end, we tried to, as a team, light it up a little bit. Joe was off the attack in a few moves, Matt was in a move, Jake was in a move, but because the race had been shortened so much, and because we'd had a 1 hour 30 break, everyone was like pretty fresh, and it wasn't a hilly course, as I mentioned, so it didn't really split up. It was quite easy to sit in the wheels, and yeah, it was just a bit of a weird one. On the finishing laps, I tried to move up to get myself positioned nicely for the sprint, but the pace was that fast, everyone was that fresh. The bigger teams, the UCI teams, were riding that hard, and there was so many sharp corners and roundabouts. Just yeah, I couldn't move up. We all just finished in the bunch, and I think our best placed rider was Fraser. He came in around 20th, 25th, but yeah, probably a race that we want to forget. But anyway, today's Monday. I don't intend on doing a lot today. I'm just like sort of riding around the lanes a little bit, and I'm gonna head out to the cafe. Our racing schedule at the minute is pretty busy, and I've got another 3 races this week with 2 national crits, and then we're heading abroad for a UCI race. These easy days are few and far between, so I'm gonna make the most of it. Anyway, I've been talking. I've been talking too much. Let's get on with the ride. That is a solid 29 minutes, 125 watts average power, 9 TSS, and now we're at the Velo Cafe. Welcome. Alright, so I've just pulled up my Training Peaks file from yesterday's race. I'm going to put an overlay on the screen right now. As you can see here, at the point of impact, we were doing 58.8 kilometers per hour, which translates to nearly 37 miles per hour. So I mean, we were shifting pretty fast. There's not a lot of time to make there's not a lot of time to try and avoid the situation, especially as you're riding in the middle of the bunch. For me, I had two options: either continue straight, go over the handlebars, land on all the riders in front of me, then get hit by all the guys behind me, land onto the tarmac, or because I was on the right hand side of the bunch, I could go right over a bit of a mound and straight into a hedge. I went for option number 2 because although it still hurt, it probably didn't hurt. I probably got away luckier than if I'd have just gone straight on. As you can see, my heart rate was 178 beats per minute. So like at this point of the race was on. It was obviously fast. It was you know, we were going pretty hard. So yeah, I'm just thankful that I got away as light as I did. As you can see, I've got a few scrapes here on my leg. I've got a bit of an achy right knee. Yeah, other than those two insignificant things, I'm pretty much injury free. And also the bike, as you expect it would do, as it should do, also survived the crash. There's not even a scratch on it. Go, be free. Critical fire risk. Please consider using an alternative route. Oh, Sam's made a friend. The second of my rest day activities is take the dogs for a walk, like a proper walk. I'm currently at Rivington. You may have seen this. This is the hill that I'm eventually going to walk up. Probably going to walk for like an hour and a half today with the dogs. But you may have seen this hill on the news recently. We had some bad fires when we had that real dry spell. Luckily last week we had a bit of rain, so all of the fires have been put out now. But yeah, for about 2 weeks that whole moorland over the top of that hill there was just completely alight. And you can just see in places that it's just completely all burnt out. But I think I'm just gonna keep walking until I get bored or tired or both. Okay, so it's early / mid-afternoon. It's just gone real dark and it started to like spitting. So I think this is my cue to leave. Yeah. My staying dry idea didn't go to plan.